So I've been thinking a lot about artificial intelligence and not just what it can do today, what it's capable of, but what it might mean for us just in the next few years. We all know that AI is moving unbelievably fast. Every week, sometimes daily, it feels like we're learning about a new feature or a new breakthrough or some new capability that seems to take another layer of planning and thinking out of our hands. And the speed and the sheer velocity of this evolution is what's making me really reflect on what the world might look like, not in some distant sci-fi future, but maybe only a couple of years from now, or even less than that. Because just look at what AI already replaces today, or at least supplements. All kinds of administrative tasks and scheduling and planning and writing, research and analyzing, even aspects of creativity. It's getting very good at things that used to require a person with tons of training or experience or, with judgment. And that forces a simple question. If it can already do so much today, what is next? And how long before AI touches almost every aspect of how we work, how we make decisions? Obviously, that's the case today. How we live every day. And maybe soon we won't have to figure out what groceries we need. Maybe our digital assistant will track our diet and look at our fridge and our pantry and learn our preferences and automatically send a suggested grocery plan that's 90 to 95% accurate. Maybe it even orders the groceries automatically. Maybe it cooks. We see robots and robotics doing very well today, and this could be in the near future. Who knows? But maybe we won't need to work a 40-hour work week anymore. A large portion of analytical and repetitive organizational work can be automated. That's already happening. And then maybe society shifts. Maybe we actually start to claw back time to live our lives and to think and connect with people, explore the world, or even just rest. And that part sounds actually kind of beautiful, where we're able to be ourselves again. Because time is obviously the one thing that people will never get back and you can never have enough of. But at the same time, I know that humans tend to fill any space that opens up, and you probably see this in your life. Just because we free up time doesn't mean that we suddenly become content. Competitive forces don't disappear. Market pressures don't disappear, and neither do our own personal ambitions or the desire to build and invent and earn more and achieve things. If history tells us anything, it's that when technology gives us more abilities, more efficiency, and more capacity, we use it and we don't slow down. We take things further. So when people ask, are humans being replaced by AI? My honest answer is, in certain tasks, yes. I think you see it in your life, absolutely. But as entire human beings, I don't think so, because people have been adapting to technological change forever, for as long as we've been around. AI isn't the first invention that threatened to upend civilization. If you look throughout history, and electricity and industrial machinery, and obviously the printing press is used as an example a lot. The combustion engine, the personal computer, each one has changed human life so radically and the way that we do work that the world before them is almost unrecognizable. I cannot imagine, doing the work that I do 50 years ago. And every time people worried that society was approaching sort of this end of human usefulness, of being replaced. But again, every time humans found ways to evolve and to specialize and to build new skills that rode this momentum of, whatever massive change was taking place. If someone 50 years ago, could see the work that we do today, they would see that, they would be absolutely stunned. The office worker from, let's say, 1975, they might look at what we do with smartphones, cloud computers, and video conferencing, and instant global communication, where they'd probably assume that the entire way of doing work has been completely upended, and does their job even exist anymore? But what actually happened? Industries evolved, roles shifted, and brand new professions emerged out of this, ones that didn't exist when that person was even born. So that same pattern is happening with AI. And yes, it is replacing tasks, some that are basic and some that are more sophisticated, but people will still find a way to spend their time inventing, improving, and pursuing more. Because at the core of this conversation is a truth from basic economics. We live in a world where there are finite resources and infinite wants. People will always want more, and they're hardwired to chase something and to progress. They want recognition. People want wealth. People want more knowledge, innovation and improvement, purpose, identity. All of these things are things that there is no end to, and there's always something driving movement. And no matter how powerful technology becomes, those human desires don't just disappear. We always think there's a better version of tomorrow, and that means that innovation will never stop. And if innovation doesn't stop, neither does the need for people to drive it and to guide it, to improve upon it. Imagine what comes next, and to shape the meaning behind all of that progress. AI can help build tools, but humans decide why those tools matter. And there's always the question of lifestyle. With more technology and automation, we actually have more comfort and luxury in our lives today than almost any generation before us. We live longer. Generally speaking, we're healthier. We have more conveniences, more access to information and entertainment. Medicine has advanced so far, and infrastructure, and people even a century ago could even have ever dreamed of. So, but yet, as a society, we still push harder, ask for more, and chase the next thing. The next real choice becomes, do we allow technology to gift us our time? That's an important question. To pause and to rest, to enjoy the life that we have today? Or are we taking that extra capacity to fuel what's the next thing, to keep us building, keep competing, and keep pushing for the next breakthrough? And I don't think there's going to be one universal answer for how society uses AI. Some people will absolutely use it to reduce their workload and reclaim their lives. Others will use it as a way competitors always have, and as leverage to move faster, to learn more, to outperform the person next to them. And honestly, I think that's just human nature, and it will never stop. The deeper question behind all of this is, what is the purpose of human work if machines can do most of the working? What is the purpose of thinking if algorithms can think faster? What is the purpose of problem solving if AI can instantly produce solutions to our problems? And I think the answer is that humans will always seek meaning, even if machines take over the mechanics of all of this. People don't just work for income. We work because accomplishment matters to us in our lives. Contribution matters. Being needed by others matters. Having an identity, purpose, and connection matters. And those are things that AI cannot replace. It can mimic language, but not the intention and the emotion. It can simulate reasoning, but not the values behind it. It can generate ideas for us, but not the personal meaning behind that idea. So AI doesn't wake up in the morning with a sense of a calling in life, a sense of responsibility to build a good life, to raise a family, and to leave any kind of legacy or shape society. These are human functions. We have these things. Another thing people forget is that every technological jump creates new challenges, always. And new challenges demand humans. If AI transforms medicine or ethics and the way that we deliver services, these will be more important than ever, and will require human thought and debate and moral frameworks, compassion, and the lived complexity of our experience. So if AI transforms engineering, and then even oversight and standards and research and enforcement of regulations, all of these things still require people at some point within them. If AI transforms communication, then legal frameworks have to adapt, and culture and identity and collective decisions still rely on society as a whole, more than just individuals. Algorithms cannot replace that either. And even when AI is fully capable of inventing new technologies, you still need human direction, guidance, because someone has to decide what we should build on our behalf, not just what we can do with technology. There's also something deeply human that sits outside of productivity. And obviously we have relationships and art, real art, not AI art, and spirituality and curiosity, exploration, being empathetic with one another, even just basic laughter and love, the things that go so far beyond economics. If AI gives us more time, maybe we can rediscover those parts of life. And maybe slowing down becomes the new form of wealth that people are always chasing. Maybe our pride shifts from how busy I am to how present I am with my family. That's one possible future. It sounds nice to me. But another possibility is that AI pushes us to raise the bar, and people become architects of this increasingly complex system. Systems that go far beyond what we are ever are able to manage or to operate on our own. And maybe our futures depend on us working alongside AI, which I think it does. Not to be replaced by it, but extended by it. Either way, what I don't see is the extinction of human purpose. We've never stopped advancing, and we've never stopped competing. We've never stopped wanting more, and we've never stopped adapting. We take whatever tools we invent and then build a new layer of civilization on top of it. We invent, and then we reinvent ourselves. So when I hear some people say AI is going to make us obsolete, I do see it differently. I think AI frees us to evolve. It will transform the structure of work, but not the spirit of human effort. A person decades ago would be astonished, that we already mentioned, by the tools that we have today, but still we work, we still create, we still chase ideas, we still build careers and companies and goals. So, if anything, we work more intensely than we did in the past because those tools give us the leverage. I'm sure you see people in your workplace that are driven further. Maybe it's unhealthy, but AI isn't the end of human relevance. It's the next stage of how we apply ourselves. So, yes, it will replace jobs. Yes, it will force industries to shift and change fairly quickly, and roles will disappear. But look at the pattern of technology from the past. Human ingenuity has always moved into a space where new technology opens up. The wheel replaced certain kinds of labor. Engines replaced others. Computers replaced others still. But the human story kept advancing and always has. AI is just another chapter of that long evolution. And as long as we exist, as long as we can imagine things, as long as we dream about a better future, we will always find something to do with our time. So have an amazing day. Bye for now.